Hey guys, it's Sean Zing, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. This is live number 83 on the year. And again, I want to provide as much value as possible so that you are a better person. You grow from today. You are gaining some knowledge, nuggets of information that you actually take action and you implement in your daily life. Don't just listen to what we're going to talk about in the next 20, 25 minutes. Just digest it and then actually apply. We would love for you to apply some of the things that we're going to talk about. Just a reminder, if you haven't known this already, I could help you with all insurance. I have a video and social media marketing mentoring program. I could help you with solar. If you need any web cards, websites, ask me about Homes In. And also, I'm a fitness transformation coach with Beachbody. Let's try to transform you to get to the best level that you can get to. And lastly, check out webtalk.co/connection machine, the platform that pays you to socialize and network. Guys, you have to be on there. Check it out. It's free. And also, if you upgrade like I have, you open up a 5-level multi-marketing, as far as 5 levels of promotion, that you get exponential growth. So definitely check it out. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell on YouTube, and please share the YouTube and ask any questions, and please share this out to your community. Let me bring on my guest, Christopher Chin. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, Sean? How's it going?
How are you?
It's been good. It's been good. Staying busy. The market's been a little bit crazy. I was expecting the market to kind of quiet down a little bit when the pandemic first hit, but for some reason we were busier than ever. So can't really complain.
No, it's definitely was a time that, yes, there was some heartbreak. There's a lot of bad things happening because of this virus. My parents have been miracles fighting through it and coming out the other end. So, which is fantastic. But there's a lot of time, if we talk about in business, a lot of people sat on their ass the last 4 months and didn't do anything. And that's a major, major problem, because now you're going to be like, where's the business? So before we even get into it, Chris, can you give us a little introduction of who you are, where you're from, and what you're into?
Sure. Well, my name is Christopher Chen. I'm a licensed realtor with a company called Nest Seekers International in Summit, New Jersey. I'm actually going to be licensed soon in New York City as well, so I'm going to have licenses in both states. I run a team called Unlock NJ Homes. I have a couple of incredible agents that are extremely hungry. We have the sole mission to just provide the top of the line gold standard that this industry has to offer to all of our clients. So this way, we could provide that experience. So this way people could look at realtors as not just some person that just wants to sell their house.
Now, it's awesome that you just recently moved over to this new Nest Seekers, and a lot of big things are happening, and you're growing and you're developing a team, which is fantastic. Now, let's go back like 4 months ago, just an example. What were some things that you were doing like before this whole pandemic happened? And then what were you doing during it?
Well, when we first started, my team and I were constantly going to a lot of networking events. And we were just trying to get a little bit more involved with the New York City, just being involved in New York City a little bit more often, a little bit more frequently than we normally were. We were actually lucky because we got invited to 2 incredible open houses in New York City for Ryan Serhant. And, for me personally, that was kind of an eye opener for me, and just to understand, how far, we have come just specifically, because when I first started this business about 5 years ago, it really, even prior to getting my license, the first thing that drew me into real estate was, obviously HGTV, the Property Brothers and all that stuff. Like, it was always incredible. Love It or List It, whatever it was. And those were the shows I would watch whenever, when I was working in retail, because, I would just get so burnt out of retail at some point because I was going out, traveling New York City every single day, 6 days a week, because I was also dating someone at that particular time in Brooklyn. So I was traveling to New York every single day. So just drilling hours on the bus, drilling hours in the train, drilling hours on the subways. It was just way too much. And then, I got burnt out every once in a while. So whenever I was burnt out, I would take a week off or whatever it is and just stay home just to take a nice vacation, staycation. And, obviously, that's when I would turn on the TV and, HGTV, Bravo TV. And eventually I came into $1 Million to New York, which, I saw Luis Ortiz, I saw Frederick Ekman and Ryan Serhant on a television show. And, Nest Seekers just really grabbed me at that point. And, you know, Nest Seekers wasn't in Jersey at that time when I first started real estate. And at that point, you know, Keller Williams, you know, was, you know, considered the best option at that point for what I wanted to do, you know, as a marketing, you know, expert and brand specifically. You know, I wanted to do something that's a little bit more innovative. I wanted to kind of just be able to tackle every single market any way I can, you know, be able to provide equal level of quality service to every market, without having to say, all right, you know, this is what it is. Because you're within this price bracket, we're going to do it like this. Because you're within this price bracket, we'll do it like that. The way we look at it now is just like, all right, the quality that we provide based on who we are as people to these clients and how we, you know, how we treat these clients specifically shouldn't really be any different, because just naturally itself, when you got a higher listing, you're just going to naturally just spend more money. But why treat people any differently anyways?
Oh, 100%. And I'm glad that, yeah, everyone has mentors. You have people you look up to. And yeah, I like watching those $1 million listing and love it love it or list it. And they never really show you the bad things that happen and the tough times and all the things that the contracts that don't go through, or maybe a failed home inspection. They are all about making, I mean, some of these, I was watching it over the weekend. Some of them make, you know, $100,000 on one transaction. It's like, okay, but they spent the last one. It was a woman in LA. I forget her name, but she spent like 10 grand to pick up a listing from a developer that had a $500 million track of homes that he wanted sold. So she spent like 10 grand for that one meeting. I'm like, well, if you're making that kind of money, you're going to have to spend that. What were you doing now during the pandemic to kind of plant some seeds for the future, like right now?
I focus a lot on building stronger relationships. Also maintaining my, you know, you know,
Got technical difficulty. Hold on.
You know, at the sorry.
Hold on. You're getting caught back up. Hold on.
Oh.
I think you're back.
Or
you're frozen.
All right. So, like I was saying, am I frozen still?
Yeah, you're going in and out.
One sec. Technology.
Yeah, the technology is wonderful. Uh-oh. Now he's completely frozen.
I think we're good now. We should be good now. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Like I was saying before, we were just you know, we were clicking at the right time. You know, I kind of expected the pandemic. You know, I was kind of anticipating the shutdown a little bit earlier, just because I was paying very close attention to what was happening in China and just paying close attention to, you know, just, you know, I was in New York City, you know, a lot when the pandemic first started becoming a thing. And prior to the shutdown, you know, I was just spending time with a lot of people in the city, just working directly in our city offices. And you know, you could hear it in the background. You could hear the people talking. You know, when we were at the offices, when I was working in the offices in New York, you know, they constantly had CNN on and all the channels and everything. We constantly just see what was going on a regular basis, and people were just getting freaked out. There was no question that something was going to happen at some point. So that's kind of when I decided to just kind of build my relationship in New York a little bit and just try to maintain those. So this way, when the shutdown did happen, I could transition and pivot. And you know, that's when I started doing started applying for a New York City license and started taking the courses, because you could do those online.
No, you better yourself. You give yourself more opportunity. There's a lot of people, because of what happened, I know, are leaving the city in droves and coming into New Jersey. So having a focus on those type of buyers for sure will step your game up as well. Now, where do you see a lot of people as far as where are you marketing, or how are you going about your marketing right now?
Social media is the strongest right now. We just started tapping into mailers again. Actually, I actually started getting really, really aggressive with cold calling again. actually now is a really, really good time to really be a little bit more aggressive with that, because people are a little bit more understanding, and people who have been cooped up in their houses, with obvious exceptions to people who have been leaving, whatever it is, to go party. But the people that have been cooped in their houses for as long as they've been cooped, they're excited to talk to new people. They're excited to meet new people. And as long as we're following the CDC guidelines and we're being safe, they don't mind meeting us. My team has been pretty good with adapting to this. We're always coming in with masks. We're always coming in with this. Actually, we have our own custom masks now, which, shout out to Alexa Romano, which I'll show you, which is pretty cool. These are awesome. So whenever we go out to showings, we got these special Unlocking Your Homes masks. So just doing some awesome things. So this way we could kind of, just navigate normally, in any normal way possible.
Yeah, because you definitely have to make sure, because people selling their homes are worried about people coming into their home. The ones that are buying homes are worried about going into the homes. Are any of them have COVID? So there's a lot of uncertainty right now. And that's where, as an agent, I think, yeah, you got to make sure they are calm, cool, collected. They're safe. They are trusting of who the agent is that they're working with, and they're providing value for them. That's so important for sure. Now, what's your goals in the next couple of weeks? Is it hot where you're at as far as the lead gen right now? Is there a lot of buyers out there? I know the inventory is kind of low, right?
Well, I actually posted about this yesterday. I just lost out on a $1.875 million deal. So I was a little frustrated, obviously, for obvious reasons, because the guy told me that he was going to give it to me, and then he ended up just signing behind my back with some other random agent, for whatever reason it was. But it fueled me. I ended up going through an aggressive cold call session. So today I actually booked 4 listing appointments back to back to back to back. So just kind of try to do whatever I could to generate more leads and build more business. It's just really, at this point in my career, is just actually just taking the action. I feel confident to the point that if I can make a call, I could get, for the most part, I can at least get into that property itself, and then, at least take it, get in front of the owner. And at that particular point, then it's pretty much all on me at that point, if they're willing to give it to me or not. Obviously certain circumstances will come up, and certain circumstances will cause, to go, other directions. But at the same time, I'm playing the numbers game. If I'm going to 4 different listing appointments, if I can get one, then this is pretty much a successful day. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Just doing more things to be a lot more aggressive, being aggressive on the mailing campaign, leveraging anything that we can leverage, just, with the Top Agent magazine. That's an opportunity for me to just, thank all of my people, all of the people that contributed to the possibility of even happening. The Circle of Excellence, another reason for me to reach out, every reason to reach out to people, and just, maintain your current leads. Also, maintain people that you closed. The biggest thing that people forget, I think a lot of agents let go of, is that they close the deal and they never actually go back to those clients ever again. Never maintain relationships, and never ever check up on those people. Right now is a great time to do that. I'm looking at potentially getting a listing, just because I wasn't able, even though they declined, they refused to give them to me in the past. I simply just texted them during the pandemic saying, hey, I'm a neighbor. I live in town. Is there any way I could bring, if you need, I would love to bring some water, bring supplies, or whatever it is, anything we could do, and just because of the gesture alone, they're like, look, I would love to just, the possibilities of me getting a listing just jumped up substantially. We sat down for a listing appointment, and the only thing that really stopped me is that she sells it with, on her own, basically.
No, you said something that's 100% correct. Just like me, I will quote lots of insurance. Some people will write with me, some people won't. The ones that, and I always tell people, that's okay. You'll do business with me in the near future. Why? Because no other insurance broker is doing what I'm doing. I am consistently following up. I'm in, buying brain cells. I'm very persistent. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. We're not going to close right now. That's fine. With a real estate agent, yeah, you close a deal. You have to now, that's just started your relationship. Now you keep marketing to them, because they have family, they have friends, they have coworkers that they're talking to. There might be renters, there might be investors. And an agent, if you can get one investor that can do 5, 6, 7 deals a month, that's home run. Now, you just said something that was awesome as far as losing $1 million listing. And you had the mindset to get fired up and drive for now cold calling, and you pick up 4 opportunities that you have today. That's the mindset most agents should have, and some don't. They take it so personal.
You know what it is? 1.875 would be the highest listing I've ever had on my, it would have been the highest list, the most expensive listing I've ever had in my inventory. I closed at 1.3 months back, but Caitlin Mooney was the listing agent at that time. So I was pretty lucky, when I was able, she was kind enough to allow me to market the property, which allowed us to close the property the way we did. So she did an incredible job of working with me, and we did an incredible job of just doing what we needed to do to crush that deal. But the 1.875 deal, if I was able to get that, that would have been, the top of my portfolio, essentially. And it's unfortunate, but the way I look at it is, he told me at that particular point, I know I was pretty much this close. And I know if I was this close to a 1.875, there should be no reason why I shouldn't be that much closer when it comes to any other property that's hitting the market. That honestly boosted my confidence more than anything. Because the fact is I was entrusted with this from multiple agents from New York City. The fact that people recognize what I've been doing, and that's pretty much what it is. The beauty of social media in comparison to what it is, I know agents are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on billboards and doing all this other stuff, but in reality, the rules apply with social media and billboards are all the same. You have the 5-second rule, which is the same exact rule that applies to each direction. Example, when you're driving by a billboard, if you don't have a captivating message, people aren't going to stop to take the phone number down. Versus the same thing when it comes to social media. Your phone, when you scroll down, it's moving at the same speeds as if you're driving down the highway. If you think about it in that way, and then most people, they don't scroll back up unless they really see something incredible. It's like, oh, let me scroll back and see what's going on here. So that's why we're constantly trying to do things to innovate and try to spin the wheel a little bit. I got to be a little bit more consistent with the magazine that we developed a couple of months back, but utilizing the magazine, the social media platforms to work with local businesses and just becoming local experts and everything. That's been really, really beneficial to us because the biggest thing is Ryan. What I've learned from Ryan specifically is 3 F's that he follows is very, very strong, is follow up, follow back, and follow through. And he really, really believes in that. And that whole ideology of he actually pointed out something to me, that I saw specifically on one of his videos where a lot of agents put in their signatures, referrals are the greatest gifts that we can ever get as realtors, et cetera, et cetera. And he basically just kind of shut that idea down just a little bit, saying that in reality, people don't love being sold. People love shopping with friends. So I actually made it a thing where I ended up calling my associates. I was like, look, this is an incredible idea. Instead of going hunting for leads on a regular basis, I want you to go start hunting for friends. Let's make more friends. Let's become everybody's friend, because then if we're a friend, that means you trust us, and if you trust us, you're willing to give us the business because at the end of the day, if you give us the business, we're going to take care of you like we are family. That's what we do.
That's why I do these, as far as having conversations either on video or I do video messengers or I do Zoom, or I might, having conversations instead of, like you said, cold calling or prospecting. If you have conversations, if you don't get the listing, you don't get a buyer, but you are able now to build a relationship and solve a problem for whoever you're talking to. Now that is going to spread like wildfire because they're going to be like, listen, Chris just called me today for listing a house. I didn't give him the listing, but he gave me a recommendation to somebody. I needed a pool person. He gave me a recommendation. That goes even further. That's why I live by connecting with other people. That's why insurance, anyone could do insurance, but if I can help you grow your business, that's a major value. So I tell agents all the time, always, no matter what, have a conversation, have friendships, build those relationships. Because if you're helping others consistently, it comes back in droves. And I love how you said being a local expert or having that magazine. I would love for you to continue with that, but going and being uber local, like hyper local, make sure that you interview those homeowner or business owners and know what's going on and put them on your platform so others can see them. And that's value. And they're going to appreciate that. And then when they're talking to people while they're in their establishment, oh, I know a real estate agent. Oh, I know an insurance guy. Boom, there's our recommendations.
I'm confident enough to in our marketing materials and everything that we have and what we've done and what we've accomplished to, and basically what I mean by this is that, all we need to do is just get into the door. Once we get into the door and just show them what we got, then it's just a matter of adjustment at that point. If they don't like what we have, then, I figure out ways to readjust. My background as a graphic designer and marketing guy specifically, that has allowed me to really, really take these ideas and twist it in stride and just run with it, specifically in strides. I pick up ideas pretty quickly. I actually just started taking the Cellulight Sirhan course, which I actually paid for, and that's pretty incredible actually, because I learned and picked up so many ideas on how I could readjust my marketing ideas. As a matter of fact, I actually just started doing this. This is a book that we started doing for all our listings lately, which is something really, really innovative. It's a 14-page book. It gives you descriptions of the house. It's a full spread. So it's just pretty cool, and it's just literally just dedicated to the house. And also on the back of it, we have, this is a house at Summit, so I give details about what's going on in Summit, what's, how far it is from the train stations, how far it is from the towns, what's in the town, what's great about the town, and just little examples of what's happening within the town itself. So, I believe in the whole ideology that, beautiful homes will always sell, no matter what it is, as long as you're priced accurately. However, it's not just the homes that sell, it's the community that sells homes. So we love to sell the community and show the value of the community, which raises the value of the home.
Definitely, because people, yes, you are going to live in a home, but you also have surroundings that you're going to be going to. So if you can help them, build their businesses, it's going to help you, and everyone wins in that situation for sure. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, how's the business been for you during the coronavirus?
Man, it has been on a level it has never been. I actually moved to a different insurance brokerage. People don't even know, because I don't even talk about my insurance brokerage. I talk about me, and people are buying me. And that's why I tell people it's your personal brand, no matter what, is what's going to help sell. And it's all about making sure that people know they're going to get the right policy for a fair premium. If they say, oh, I need something cheap, they're going to go online, they're going to get screwed, they're going to call me, and they're going to be like, oh, you're right, I got screwed. Well, I don't want people learning the hard way, but it happens. But I've helped lots and lots of people the last number of months, and I've been helping a lot more as far as connecting others as well. The group has grown. I've had other opportunities. I have the web cards that people are buying. They're digital business cards that are basically a website on steroids. If you don't have a website, it starts you somewhere, and allows you to market yourself and start with building your brand. But it's something that I have been very fortunate to, continue. And I started doing my little show consistently, and I've done 83 of them in the last 4 months. So it's not like last year I did 54 by November before Facebook shut it down. I already did 83 on the year. Like, my numbers, my goals, I'm shattering goals. I'm doing and promoting as much as I can, and just providing value consistently.
You gotta stay consistent right now. I mean, the way I look at it right now is, 2020 has been a big bummer for the most part with everything going on. It hasn't really been the friendliest year from the get-go, unfortunately. But at the same time, with the shutdown, there is opportunity. There is a silver lining behind us and everything. And while a lot of people are just sitting home trying to go through season and binge through season after season on Netflix and everything, that's not something that I've been about. I've been, any opportunity I have, I put towards just towards getting my New York City license or taking courses. I took the Ryan Serhant Cellulight Sirhan course in this time frame, just because, I'm sitting home anyways for the most part. Why not? And I'm on top of that, I got to join his community, which is just amazing. I got incredible connections because of that. I'm constantly able to just throw out questions. He answers a lot of the questions on a regular basis too. So on top of that, I joined Tracy Tudor's team, who is the only female in the $1 Million Listing television network itself, and she's actually doing $1 Million Listing LA.
That's who I was talking about. Yeah, she's the one that landed that monster deal.
She just dropped the book yesterday, actually. So I'm actually going to pick that up and purchase that. And she actually name dropped me yesterday because I was talking about the 1.875 deal on that platform, and I actually just posted in the chat, look, I lost a 1.875, but it fueled me to go cold call 5 listings, and then I'm getting 5 different appointments. So At the same time, like I said before, there's always silver lining to every negative. As long as you're willing to look for the silver linings and just trying to build off of that, then you should be fine. You're always going to take losses. My philosophy is, I never lose battles. I always, I will always lose battles. That's just the nature of life itself. But I never will lose the war. You go through every battle itself to learn how to adjust and how to adapt to the next battle, and then eventually you win the war.
You got to be persistent. You got to keep, going through, have the hope, and know that there is going to be something positive, successful if you keep pushing forward. And if you are keep battling, you're having those phone calls and it's not going the way they should go. Keep smiling, dial, put the phone down, pick up, dial another one, and just keep that, momentum going and keep the positivity. What's your day like? What is an average day in Chris Chin? Are you an early riser? Are you up late? Do you have certain things you do in your day? Do you have to do like non-negotiables?
I'm actually completely on a time block schedule now. So basically from when I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm pretty much gunning immediately. I like to send emails out early now. Just so people know when they wake up and go through their emails, they see I'm the first person on the job doing my thing immediately. I also have scheduled time out now on my schedule now to dedicate to sending out happy birthdays and all stuff and just being on top of that. I set up certain times where I'm literally, I have a 2 hour session from like I think 8:30 till 10:30, whatever it is, where I'm literally just sitting here and this is my planning period where I'm just planning on how to grow the business. I have a weekly schedule plan for my team members, so this way we have a weekly training and weekly Zoom call. So this way we're always just kind of going. I have dedicated days with my team members where we're doing cold call sessions specifically within like a 2 hour period itself. Well, I'm sorry, for a full hour, like 9:30 to 10:30. We're literally just sitting here drilling through like something like Vulcan or something like for sale by owner calls or whatever it is, just trying to get whatever momentum we can get. Mm-hmm. So a lot of adjustments have been happening with my schedule actually because of the pandemic, and I think now is the time for me to really just get to that point where I'm just going to be fully systematic.
No, you definitely got to be more proactive. If you're a reactive agent, the phone rings. Oh, it's a listing, and all of a sudden you just drop everything. There should be a system that goes through. You got to make sure things are in place because not everybody's qualified to even work with you. So people have to go through a certain step by step, so you can know if this person's really pulling your leg or if they're really serious. So that's a key thing. Instead of just hopping and reacting, you proactively are doing your thing every single day.
It's all about checking the boxes, and at the end of the day itself, even at like 6, if I try to wrap up as much as I could about 7 o'clock, just, the operational side of things. But obviously, phone calls come in throughout the day, people call me at whatever time they want to call me these days for whatever it is. But, as far as the operation side is done, operational work is concerned, I'm trying to shut down by 7 o'clock as much as I could. And at that particular point, when I shut down, I'm just trying to sit there. I give myself a minute just to kind of reflect what I accomplished during the day. And I try to give myself a second to reflect what I didn't accomplish. And if I missed something specifically, a task that I was supposed to accomplish, then I try to roll it over and try to make sure it's accomplished the next day. Or at least, trying to find a way to make sure it's done within reasonable time.
No, it's definitely the importance of the time blocking, so key. So there's lots of massive value in this conversation we just had today. Is there any final thoughts you would like to share with everyone?
Hey, I've learned a lot. I truly believe that this jump specifically. When I moved over to NestSeekers, I've learned more in about 4 months than I've learned in the last 4.5 years I've been in this business. And specifically being around these powerhouses and just understanding like realtors like Sean Elliott with $200 million listings in California. Ryan Serhant, and Eddie Shapiro, and just understanding their stories. And if I could see, and if anybody could tell you about silver lining, Ryan Serhant and Sean and Eddie Shapiro could both tell you. Eddie Shapiro is our CEO, and he'll tell you we opened up our office the day after 9/11. We expanded. We started our expansions during the NestSeekers expanded during the real estate market crash in 2008. And Ryan actually started got his real estate license the day the Lehman Brothers went bankrupt. So wow. So like if you can see it, there's a lot of silver lining behind everything. This is opportunities, especially for agents that are fresher, that have the energy right now. Because if you think about it like this, right, we're talking about the real estate market crashing, whatever it is. If the market for whatever reason does go down or whatever it is, it's not going to affect the newer agents, because the thing is, if you've done 0 transactions a year, you did only 5 transactions a year, how much harder is it going to get 10 transactions despite what is going on? You just got to put in the work, because while most people are quitting, as long as you're willing to do something, that you do the things that other people aren't willing to do because they're either too lazy or too scared to do it, then you're gonna get somewhere. People told me back in the day not to, really focus on my marketing capabilities and just kind of go spearhead in just real estate and just focus just on real estate. But then I realized that, you can't really follow anybody else's path. You can't follow someone else's beat. You gotta really find a way. You think about like this in basketball and all stuff, how many people they said was gonna be the next Michael Jordan. It was only one person that was damn near close,
Right.
and he's still not Michael Jordan, unfortunately. And if you think about like this and all stuff, it's as long as you're trying to be innovative and trying to spin the wheel as much as you could, then you'll get somewhere. That's the difference. People, the silver lining is, just doing something that someone else isn't willing to do. And that's pretty much anything, if you really think about it. If you're willing to if you're taking that one extra step, some person's not willing to take that extra step behind you, and you automatically climb over that person.
Putting in the work is so important. Taking action, learn new things, as Chris was talking about. I learned a lot of things. I started on a health kick in the last 4 months, lost 20 something pounds. I'm leaning out. I'm stronger. I have more endurance. In that short period of time, instead of just sitting on your ass, you're actually doing things, taking action, learning. I read books. I'm always on, checking out podcasts. So it's all about bettering yourself, making sure you're in that growth mindset. I appreciate you, Chris, for coming on today. And how are they getting in contact with you?
You guys can give me a call. My number is 908-656-2635, or you can follow me on Instagram at UnlockingGHomes, and our website is www.unlockingghomes.com. Thanks a lot, Sean. I really appreciate this. This was an awesome call.
Yeah, it was so much fun, man. I appreciate you. I hope everyone has an awesome day.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.